Today, we are peeling back the layers on a story that's part bromance, part hangover, and all about a piece of art so famous it could probably get its own movie deal. We are talking about the iconic facial tattoo from The Hangover Part 2. You remember the scene? Our favorite timid dentist, Stu, wakes up with a replica of Mike Tyson's legendary ink. It's a brilliant comedic moment, but for a tattoo artist in Missouri, it was no laughing matter. It was, in fact, a copyright lawsuit. So, grab your coffee, or maybe a hair of the dog, because we are about to uncover how a permanent piece of art sparked a temporary legal nightmare for a major Hollywood studio. Welcome back to Entertainment and IPR Uncovered, the show that dissects the legal drama behind the silver screen. Imagine you're a movie studio. You've just made a sequel to one of the most successful R-rated comedies of all time. You've got the same cast, the same premise, and for an extra dose of nostalgia, a callback to the first movie with a cameo from Mike Tyson. But you also want to take the "what happened last night" trope to the next level. What's more outrageous than Stu waking up with a missing tooth? How about Stu waking up with a tattoo that looks exactly like Tyson's? The pitch for this gag must have sounded bulletproof. It's a callback. It's parody. It's hilarious. What could possibly go wrong? Well, that's where S. Victor Whitmell comes in. He's the artist who created Mike Tyson's famous tattoo. To him, this wasn't just a hilarious gag. It was his creative work, his intellectual property, copied and used without permission. It's a classic Hollywood case of, "we are going to use this for the movie," versus, "but did you ask me, the creator of the art, for permission first?" The lawsuit, S. Victor Whitmell vs. Warner Bros., was filed just weeks before the film's release, making it one of the more dramatic last-minute legal showdowns in recent memory. IPR Insights. Why tattoos are more than just ink? This case forces us to ask a profound question: can a tattoo be copyrighted? The answer is a resounding yes. Copyright law protects original works of authorship fixed in any tangible medium of expression. A painting on a canvas? Yes. A song on a recording? Yes. An intricate design permanently etched onto human skin? You bet. Whitmell argued that he was the original creator of the design, and he had a copyright registration to prove it. He wasn't suing Mike Tyson, he was suing Warner Bros. For making a copy of his work and putting it in their film and on their marketing materials. Warner Bros.' defense was a masterclass in creative legal arguments. First, they tried to claim fair use, arguing that the tattoo was used as a parody of Mike Tyson, making it a legally permissible use. This is a common and often successful defense in intellectual property cases. But, as we'll see, the court was not convinced. The second defense was even wilder. They tried to argue that a human body is a useful article and therefore not subject to copyright. Essentially, they were saying Mike Tyson's face, with the tattoo on it, was a tool or a utilitarian object. But sadly, the judge wasn't having it. The verdict. The first big moment in this case was the battle over a preliminary injunction. Whitmell wanted to stop the movie's release, a move that would have cost the studio hundreds of millions of dollars. The judge, Catherine D. Parry, denied this request. Her reasoning? While she felt Whitmell had a strong likelihood of success on his copyright claim, the financial damage to Warner Bros. And theaters would be too great. However, she also gave a scathing review of the studio's defense, calling their fair use argument silly. She pointed out that the movie wasn't really parodying the tattoo itself, it was using a near-identical copy for a comedic effect. This denial of the injunction was a win for the studio in the short term, allowing the film to be released as planned, but the judge's comments were a huge red flag. With the court signaling that Whitmell's case was strong, Warner Bros. Faced the very real possibility of a costly trial and a permanent injunction that could force them to alter the tattoo in all future releases, like DVDs and streaming versions. Facing a judge who clearly wasn't a fan of their arguments, the studio did what many studios do in these situations: they settled. The details of the settlement were never disclosed, but it was clear that Warner Bros. Chose to pay an unknown sum to make the problem go away rather than risk a full-blown trial. This outcome meant that no legal precedent was officially set, but it sent a powerful message to Hollywood: tattoos are copyrightable, and you need to clear the rights just like you would for a song or a piece of visual art. Closing note. The art of due diligence. So, what can we learn from this wild ride? This case is a perfect example of why intellectual property matters to the entertainment industry and to individual creators. For a massive studio, a tiny detail, a tattoo, could have spiraled into a multi-million-dollar legal headache. For an artist like S. Victor Whitmill, it's a validation that their work, no matter where it's fixed, has legal and commercial value that must be respected. It's a reminder that in the creative world, everything is built on something else, and due diligence is a non-negotiable part of the process. What do you think? Was the settlement the right call? Have you ever noticed other IP issues in your favorite movies? Let us know in the comments below. If you want more fascinating tales from the world of intellectual property, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you next time on Entertainment and IP Uncovered.